Okay. I finished the script. I know that we only had about 45 minutes to an hour to complete the script and turn it into the studio to meet the deadline, but we did it. Don't worry about The Rock. He's perfect. He is perfect. He has super strength. He's invulnerable. He has all kind of speed. He can't be stopped. Don't worry about anything. He's the superhero you wanted. Hey, everybody's gonna think this dude is gonna kick Shazam's ass. I mean, The Rock is in here defying gravity. He's fucking throwing stuff with superhuman strength. I mean, I'm telling you, this is everything. I am so proud of this script. I can't wait till you take a look at it so we can get this thing in production. Yes, take it. Motherfucker, you know it ain't no Black Adam in the Fast and Furious universe, right? This isn't the script for Black Adam? You know what? Fuck it. Fast and Furious is the 8th movie? 9th movie? The 9th Fast and Furious movie? That's not really a Fast and Furious movie? I don't know. Shit, who cares? The movie is directed by, shit, who fucking cares? It's written by, still, nobody cares. The Rock and Jason Statham. People care! So, let's get straight into the acting. Let's get straight into the actors, because that's what sold this thing. And that's why this thing is sitting at a 90% on Rotten Tomatoes. People have lost their rabbit-ass minds. Now, I had a feeling this would happen, right? These are star vehicles. The star vehicles of star vehicles, right? Now, the thing is, Jason Statham is an average at best draw. I mean, the Meg hit, but most of the time when he draws and stuff, it's going to be disappointing. But they don't need a big budget in his movies. They're not big on stunts. They're big on choreography. And that's what disappointed me with this one. The choreography was off. So let's get straight into the story. When I say story, I mean character. This thing is heavily driven on character. And that's kind of all it had. And it's funny that somehow worked for a lot of the audiences with giving this thing decent to good reviews. All this was a big fucking commercial for a gym or some shit. So let's get to The Rock. Let's get to The Rock. So, my whole life, I always thought that The Rock was a bad actor, but I love it. I loved it. Even back in his WWE days. Yes, I was a fan of the WWE, still kind of am. But you start to see him as his own character. There is nothing like The Rock. The Rock is The Rock. Everything that he does is a rockism. We don't have anything to name it because we just know it, we accept it. When we see it, we know it, and we gravitate to it. He's just a charismatic dude, and that alone carried this movie to a 90%. But I didn't like a lot of his acting. Nothing that he did with people worked, including his banner with Hobbs. His banner with Hobbs was cool. Maybe the first scene that they did it. Now after that, it just got tired. And I know what they were trying to do. Oh, yeah, this is just their banter because they hate each other. But now it's how they bond. We don't give a shit, especially with this story. This story was nothing but a big game of cat and mouse, but they kept trying to put layers over it, trying to give it a soul, try to give some depth to these characters so we could care. But we couldn't care. You know why? Because these people were essentially Milton Bradley action figures. I mean, they were just playing out some kid's imagination. You can't ask us to take you serious, and then when the violence comes, it's so cartoonish. What the hell was guns doing in this movie? I could do a whole separate segment on how bad the guns are in this movie. It's like, what is the point? But that's okay. That was everything in this movie. Everything in this movie was simply there to drive the plot forward. I know what you're thinking. Oh, that's story. Well, not when you're trying to drive the plot to do some out of control stunt, but that's what they are. They're Fast and Furious movies. So let's talk about this, because you're gonna get a lot of people defending this movie saying, oh, what's Fast and Furious? What did you expect? Fast and Fury at least has car porn. It has all kind of things that you can gravitate towards, and it actually has stunts that has to do with cars. Yeah, we got our stunts with cars this time, but it was so retarded and dumb and unbelievable that it didn't even mean anything. I mean, you was just trying not to laugh or call yourself dumb the whole time for not leaving the damn theater for the stunts that they thought up for this ending that they thought would be climactic. Jason Statham was Jason Statham. I guess he's not that great of an actor either, but it's just something about him that you just gravitate to him because he got a certain charisma about himself. But man, he kept the same tone in this one and he couldn't bring any range. So when they tried to give depth to his story, you could never invest in that either. And I think they should have just abandoned that altogether, but they didn't. You know, they went all in on that shit. Oh yeah, they have souls. kills. I was really disappointed in Jason Statham's fight choreography and the fight choreography overall. I was disappointed in the cinematography too. Now, I know that this is not something that you go to for great cinematography, but sometimes they betray you because it's just too much motion all of the time. And it's nothing worse than over-edited action. Nothing worse, nothing worse. And this movie made us butter on that shit. But honestly, this wasn't Jason Statham's movie. I mean, he was the co-star, but this movie wasn't really written for him. He was here to get another character in here who would drive the plot forward. Let's talk about Vanessa Kirby. She was cool, but she kind of could have replaced Jason Statham, honestly. This movie had a bunch of saving grace. It had great set pieces. I mean, some of the shot locations were incredible. It had kind of fun stunts if you can convince yourself to be dumb enough, but most of them were just out of control stupid. And it had some really, really great and unexpected cameos in here that was able to add a punch to this thing when this thing was constantly running out of places to go. And their most important saving grace? Idris Elba. It's just funny because sometimes an actor will just be like, I need a blockbuster. But Idris Elba, man, you're better than this. And that was really clear. He was the only person who was able to bring any depth. He was the only person that I can actually believe in his history, his backstory. The only person that I could really buy. The only person who seemed like he felt any real pain. And that's the crazy part. He was basically on fucking superhuman steroids the whole movie. Cliff Curtis, what are you? When it comes down to the critical reception, this thing was kind of the most successful Fast and Furious movie, but it also was one of their biggest failures because it had a very weak opening, and this is a worldwide release. The writing was okay. A lot of jokes didn't land. Honestly, the best jokes came from the people who seemed like they were riffing. The riffing, I really like the riffing. Not The Rock's riffing, but I like what everybody else was doing with their improvisation. It was dope. This thing is sitting at a 66% with the critics and a whopping 90% with the audience. Now, I'm with the critics. You probably can tell that. I think this thing is probably a 66 or 68. They kind of nailed it with this one, honestly. It's just so many problems that by the time you get out of there, if you're not excited from all of the stunts, your head is just spinning from the mess of a narrative this is. So if you want to see a Transformers movie with people, I don't know, be my guest. Go see it if you want to be entertained, confused, and angry at the same time. It's a hell of a film. My name is Terrell Bilal. Like, comment, subscribe to the page. I'm constantly doing this. I'm a real reviewer. I'm gonna keep being around. I'm gonna be ranking down there. It's somewhere. I don't rank well. It's really fucking tricky.